The member for Karama.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. Eventually we'll get to calling you Madam Speaker, which I've been called. But have no fear. Look, this is a really important bill and I congratulate the Minister for bringing it forward. And I do need to pick up on some comments made by the member for Nightcliff and suggestions from her in her commentary today. She seems to have the feeling that we have not gone out and consulted on these initiatives. I can't believe she said that. And she also seems to think that, we don't have a social licence to go and do what we're doing. Once again, I don't understand why she's saying that, because I don't know what reality she's living in or what planet she's living on. Now, it could possibly be Uranus, or maybe Neptune, or Saturn, or some other faraway planet. But it is certainly not Earth and the Northern Territory, because it's so far removed from understanding what happened at the last election. We consulted with the whole Territory population when we went forward. And you've seen it before. Here's our plan. That's what we went openly out to everyone with. And if you go to one whole page of that plan is dedicated to fixing the education system, And there were 3 key initiatives raised in there. And if you notice in the picture, it was the then Shadow Minister for Education, the Honourable Joe Hersey MLA, who is now the Minister for Education. So I think the election and the electorate said, we like this, we think you're on the right track. You need to do what you say. So let's just touch on what we said we were going to do. We're going to get back to the basics. For our kids to get jobs of the future and to be competitive, we must improve academic results. Our focus is on boosting literacy and numeracy by getting back to the basics, and I know the Minister and her department are working on that. Keeping and attracting teachers. We will give teachers financial certainty by moving them off short-term contracts into permanent places so that they can have the confidence to put down roots in the Territory. Another good initiative. But here's the number one that was raised. Raising school attendance. I say again, raising school attendance. Let me quote. Under Labor, school attendance continues to go backwards. The CLP will get kids to school and will not be afraid to hold parents accountable for depriving their child of access to education. We will create truancy officers with the power to get kids to the school. Now, I don't know what anyone reading that bill, maybe not the member for Nightcliff, but that's exactly what it's doing. It goes on to say, we will hold parents accountable if they break the law and fail to send their kids to school. That means compulsory case conferences, fines, and in extreme cases, prosecution. We will also refer families who deprive their child of an education to income management with the Commonwealth. This will ensure money is spent on children's needs such as food, clothing, health and education. Our clear focus, Acting Deputy Speaker, is the children. They are our priority. We need to get kids to school, and we are doing a disservice if we don't. Now, I can tell you, in my electorate, and I heard the member for Fong Lim say, yes, there's a number of schools there and they're very prosperous and they're doing well. In our electorate, I can't say exactly the same demographic. In my particular electorate, we've got over 15% Indigenous people. We also have quite a lot of multicultural families. And there is the Sanderson Electorate Education Network, which is a group of about 7 schools in the area, including Manunda Terrace, I think Karama Primary, Malak Primary, and also goes down to include other schools like Sanderson Middle School. I had the pleasure of going out to seeing a number of those schools with the Minister last year. We visited those schools. And the teachers are doing a great job, they're doing their hardest, But they did outline the challenges of some of the demographics, and the biggest challenge that they said to us was, we've got to get the kids to school. If they come to school, they're a lot better off. But there are too many examples, and I can tell you certainly in my electorate, and some of this is also associated with public housing, where you travel the streets, the kids are not at school, they're roaming the streets, they're outside, they're not learning, and we need to change that. And so that's why we have school attendance officers. It's not punitive, that's not the main thing, it's to get kids to school. Because when you get them to school, they can be engaged, they can be wrapped around a bit. But if they're not at the school system, they will be lost. And it's a disservice to the children. So this government puts children first. We put children and their education first, and we make no apologies, absolutely no apologies for doing what we said we were going to do. And I commend the bill. Thank you.